My name's Kim Goodfellow. This is my wife Susan. We've worked with John and his team on I think 2 occasions now.
Yep.
And the new renovation in Harewood has been great. So it's been a great experience.
Well, we'd worked with Jonathan about 5 years ago with a small alteration at our previous home. So when we sold that and were looking at other houses, he actually came in to look at other homes for us as well in terms of renovations and opportunities. So when we purchased this home and decided to do the renovation, Jonathan was sort of at the top of our list. We were really, really impressed the first time we worked with him. He was extremely organised, he's a very good communicator. You know, there was never any elements left undone. So if he said he was going to do something, he always followed through very promptly. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, you can put your trust in him.
I think that originally we had the builder would be in our own working space, our own environment, so a bit wary, I suppose, of how that would happen with regards to sort of having to live from the house, but also work from here as well. So probably a bit wary originally, weren't we?
Yes, because the previous work we'd had done, we moved out, so this was a new experience for us. I think it worked out very well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. You know, even when we were looking at homes to buy, it was Jonathan, can you come and look at this? Tell us if this is feasible to alter.
It's about having sort of trusted advisors and partners.
Right from the get-go, Jonathan and his team were very respectful of us being here and minimising the impact of the build on us, particularly working. It's not like we were leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning and coming home at 5. We were here all the time. So they were constantly looking at, you know, minimising the effect of their work on us.
A lot of the work revolves around coordination. How do you coordinate times and days and people and trades? And so I think Johnny was really good at that. And doing that made everything flow quite well. And so the impact on us from a day-to-day level was, you know, pretty minimal.
It was easy, you know, and I think it was stress-free in the regard to, you know, we had a plan, we had a lump sum fee, it was all clearly worked through, we had a work schedule, and it all just went in accordance with that schedule. So anything that popped up was addressed and resolved and moved on. It was just really easy.
I think being able to talk things through is really important, because things crop up, and it's the ability to communicate and to find out things in advance, to anticipate the road ahead and sort it out as a team. You know, it's very much a partnership, relationship that we've probably enjoyed.
I think it certainly has worked very well, and it was a really smooth process, and because we'd worked with Jonathan before, we knew he was a good operator and he was very calm and organised and a good communicator. So that's just flowed through, and his team as well were excellent. So I think it's met that expectation in terms of our prior experience. His approach was sort of all in, very transparent and inclusive, and it made it very easy for us to understand what we were getting in terms of the build, what it included, whereas other builders there was bits included and bits not included, and it was actually quite hard to follow. Well, our life now is we've got more space, so you've delivered the result.
Got a great house.
Yeah, and I think, so that's great. But I think one of the things with an alteration, as opposed to maybe more so a new build, is you don't know what you're going to get yourself into until you start pulling linings off. And I think we found a few bits and pieces that weren't expected, and I think the ability to resolve and come up with solutions pretty quickly and effectively was a sort of a real value add from Jonathan's side as we work through the project. And you need someone who you can trust, because it's, you know, often people don't know what they're getting into, and we've got a little bit of a background in construction and those sorts of things, so there's a bit of familiarity on our side, but a lot of people don't. So I think having someone that they can trust to take them on the journey and work with them is key. But one of the key recommendations would just be his calm nature and ability to solve those problems, and just nothing's an issue.
Again, the ability to coordinate a team and manage a team, you know, all the bits and pieces, which we know takes a lot of effort behind the scenes, and it's not really upfront and personal, but it's critical to getting things right, you know. So communication and coordination.
I think at the end of the day, you know, builders can be good at doing the building job, but the frustrations often come out of, and this didn't happen in our case, but can in our previous work, through the lack of communication. You know, the client's saying we want this, this and this, and it's not followed up, and that can really exacerbate issues and create a whole lot of challenges. And I think when that breaks down, the wider, you know, delivery breaks down. So I think that's a real feather in Jonathan's cap, is that ability to communicate there's always design decisions, and you know, from a builder's perspective and experience of having, you know, built so many houses before and know what works and what doesn't, and Jonathan's feedback on what would look good. We might say we want this, and he'd go, well actually this, I've seen this, it looks really good, and he'd get a photo, and you know, so he's very proactive of showing what the solutions would look like, and then we can, oh actually that would be much better. And as a result, I think the overall cohesion of the package, the final product is taking it to the next level, just with little tweaks. You know, like the fixings on the balustrade being black rather than silver, just little things that actually have made a big difference.
I guess we're probably all looking for new opportunities, dare I say, and Jonathan should probably expect a call
In the near future.